ちょっと気持ち悪くて、よく見るとこの赤い内臓かと思ったらなんか人が中に閉じ込められてなんかうわーっつってますけどね、なんか食べられちゃったんでしょうかねよく見たらさらに面白い絵でした。
Hey everybody, Erico here. Hope you guys are doing well. Because these two authors that I'm going to talk about will have you unwell. They will have you afraid. They will have you freaked out. They will have you having nightmares. So these are two authors that a lot of people have been talking about. Some people because they're a fan of one and then the other comes up and there's similarities in their opinions. Others because this one manga creator has been around for years. He's released a ton of different stories and many people have enjoyed his stories. There's been critical acclaim of many people that have loved this man's stories, and a lot of his works when they are released sell out, or many bookstores get multiple copies because they know people cannot get over this craze of this man. And then we have this other manga creator who has had another series but is now really catching speed, and it is because this series has started outside of Japan and many people are really starting to feel out this series and decide, is this a new person who can actually be in the same running as Junji Ito? And this person is MASAAKI Nakayama. And he is known for his series called PTSD Radio. And when I first heard of this series, I looked at the cover and I'm like, a bootleg Ditto? Is that a Pokemon? And is that a Digimon? Why does it look so deranged? It's like, I want to like you, but this is weird. It's so strange. But you know, I picked up the first volume. I'm like, I'm gonna try it out because I love scary stuff. I love supernatural horror. And so I dove into this story. And there might be some people that are put off because it starts in very short spurts. And it continues on, and with each story, one story may be very short, a few panels, maybe 2 or 3 pages, and you're not given a whole lot of information. And then it's the next story where you're given a little bit more, and then the next story and a little bit more. But a lot of the stories are very disconnected. They don't really join together until probably a little later on in the volume, and then you're given like maybe a connect where it's like, okay, connect the dot, okay, I see where this could come together. And there are many people that might just read it like, there's just some weird stuff going on that's scary, but we don't know why. We don't know how these people all come together. What is this? And then to top it all off, we have, with each page flip, is like there is this figure that is coming into being. And you're like, what the hell is this? What is looking at me in this book? And then we had volume 2 that was released. And you get a little bit more of the puzzle. It's starting to make sense. And for people who haven't figured out what's going on now, we basically have a curse that wasn't a curse in the beginning, but it was mistreated. So it's like we have a statue that actually was supposed to bring good things to people, but the statue was mistreated. So the statue is like, you know what, I'm mad now, and I'm going to curse everybody in this village. So that's what's happening, and it's coming in this different form of shadows, this woman with sharp teeth, and you know, hair. Japan loves supernatural stories with things with long hair. So you know, that comes into being here. But what I will say is that this creator is very good with distorted faces. And when I tell you that as the stories go along, it gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, someone needs a doctor. Call an ambulance, please, because this person's face is falling off. It's so distorted that it's just like, Like, I can't look at this anymore. But it's such a fun read because it's a mystery. And you're trying to figure out, okay, so what is this curse? How do you stop this curse? It's going down through a generation of families as well. And it's cursing people. And these people are running into this curse. And unfortunately, it's getting them. And it's just terror upon terror upon terror upon terror. And you're reading and you're just seeing the story get worse and worse and worse. And for the upcoming volumes, I'm sure that more of the puzzle pieces will come together. But many people are actually making similarities with Junji Ito and Uzumaki, which is one of his very best-selling series, very famous series. He's very well known for this series. And just the idea of distortion, where the stories connect, and it makes sense that this curse, and it's not even a curse actually, it's more like a spiral, is getting to people. And there's a comedic element to Junji Ito's work as well, especially with Tomi. I remember laughing at one story with Tomi where she was reduced to like this small piece of herself and she was saying how she didn't like calamari. I laughed my ass off at that. I thought that was hilarious. Junji Ito is very multifaceted with his work. So he'll talk about supernatural horror, aliens, psychological horror, and his drawings just have no bounds of being scary, and you don't know what you're going to get with that page flip. It could be anything. Some of the stuff is disgusting, and you kind of grind and bear it because it's such talent behind the drawings. And in these stories that don't really have much, some people say there's not a lot of character development. It really depends on what compilation you're reading, what the story calls for with him, but he's very much about getting to the point, introducing a world really fast, introducing you to a character, and then getting to the point. MASAAKI is also very much to the point as well. It depends on, you know, where you're starting out in the story. It could be 2 pages and next thing you know it's like boom, oh, there it is, right in your face. I've also definitely heard about MASAAKI Nakayama's endeavors with creating PTSD Radio and the things that were happening that caused him to stop creating this series. Ooh, I mean, I believe in supernatural things. I believe in calling stuff to you. Creating a manga about a curse, an angry curse at that. An angry as hell curse. It was so angry. It had so much hatred in his heart. I can see how things could start happening in real life. Be careful, y'all. But still check out the series. However, I do think that one, Junji Ito just has more experience. So this allows him to be more diverse in his horror and to tell multiple stories, and he's honed his craft. And even talking about the art has a mosaic feel but also a timeless feel, where you can look at some of Junji Ito's earlier work and see where he really worked on his stenciling and the sharpness of the pencil, and all the way up to now to more of his more recent works where it just looks very timeless and very much him. His art is his own. There's no one else that can copy his art. PSTD Radio has a very modern feel in its art, and it feels like it's just modern day age. And it also works very well. The spirit, the curse, the weird faces are very well done. The art in this is very well done. It is scary. It tries to also have a little bit of a comedic feel, but it's a demented, demonic. I don't know, maybe it's just me, my personality, and how I handle horror. You know, some parts of the old man, bald-headed man in the reflection, I laughed at that. Not gonna even lie to you, I laughed at that. There's certain parts of the story where I definitely laughed. With the hair and the bald head and the shaving of the head, laughed at that too. You know, it's not meant to be comedic, but sometimes it is. It's just like this character is being so dumbfounded to a horrible thing that's happening to them. And then for it to just be like, whoosh, bum rush them and they're caught off guard. To me, it is kind of funny. Maybe I shouldn't laugh. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I do laugh. It is funny to me. Even though as far as who is scarier, Junji Ito to me is still scarier. However, I do think that MASAAKI is very much close behind. Especially as the story is getting deeper and deeper into the meat and the potatoes of what is actually happening. And so I'm very dreadful to read the coming volumes. I really am. Especially, you know, reading it at night, getting myself some milk and cookies and just enjoying. I try not to read PTSD radio at night. But you should. It's a challenge, you guys. It would be a challenge. Do it. So you can have nightmares. I don't have nightmares, but do it. So you guys, this is a lot to think about. How do you feel? Who do you think is scarier and why? Who do you love more? I think a lot of people would lean toward Ito. Just because Ito has more works out and he has such a large fan base. Even though definitely check out Nakayama. Because he's talented. And I believe that this story that he has created should be checked out. But give the story time. It does start out very spontaneous, you know, kind of all over the place. And you got to put the pieces together. Give it time, though. Kind of go with the flow of what's going on. And just take it as, okay, I don't know what's going on. But I'm loving the horror anyway. Because you will get bits and pieces. And it will start to make sense. So you guys, thank you for watching this video. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also have a blog on East Asian pop culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Love you guys. Love all the various opinions. But below, if you know more series by MASAAKI, put them below. I know of one. I need to read that. But below your favorite Junji Ito series. If you don't know either one of these people, check them out. Are you ready for Tombs?